The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome to another excellent edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
So we are looking at a consolidation day. I was pretty sure of it before the bell even rang, and put that in my newsletter. We've had a nice pop. Now we've hit some resistance areas where people that bought for the pop are selling a little bit. Shorts who still believe the end of the world scenario are going after the markets. We're down 10 or 11 points, 11 points on the S&P cash, down 51 on the NASDAQ. Russell's off 18 and Dow's down 3. So starting to align some of these markets. What we don't have is any kind of market volume. We're pressing 4.3 billion shares, about 500 million shares lighter than we were at this time yesterday. So if you're kind of bearish, you probably like the market to go up on light volume. If you're bullish, you kind of like the market to go down on light volume. Right now, we are down on light volume. It had a couple of runs back up to unchanged. But again, this market is so thin, both in equities and futures. Not so badly on options, but certainly it's not a market that has any kind of depth to it. So if a lot of people back away, that's pretty easy if you're bearish to just go after the market, or bullish and buy it and push it around. But you can do that for a little while. You can't do it for a long while. But certainly lighter volume today. My guess is that we have tomorrow as an up day and continue to have a bullish bias through next Friday. One of the things we will talk about today is the massive rebalancing of the QQQs and NASDAQ 100 a week from tomorrow. This one is very bizarre. They've changed the rules about it. We'll talk about that. Other than that, it's kind of same thing, which is you go boo, and everybody in this market is buying depends. And there's not anything new in a downturn like that. It's just the extreme level of fear that I see in the market probably doesn't match the reality, at least in my opinion. There's always something to worry about in the market, but generally when everybody's literally not pulverized by fear, what am I trying to think of? Mesmerized? Yeah, that's good enough. And they can't buy, and all they can sell. It's generally a pretty good time to start looking at the market and see what's going on out here. Again, I don't see a great deal of any kind of volume, but most of that volume comes in the last 30 minutes of the day now. Almost a continual 35 to 40% of the market trading happens off the index, the major indexes these days, in dark pools. And we really don't get to see that result until the end of the day. But kind of thinking that we're on the right path, looking higher, mostly for the numerous amounts of downgrades on stocks that just didn't seem like they had any real thesis to believe what they were saying today. Always makes me think that they're trying to buy the stock, and or they're short it and they want to get out. I always believe in the ulterior motives of anybody on Wall Street telling me how to make a lot of money for free. What else do we have out here? Just looking at a handful of the stuff. Let's do a little history, and then we'll get into some of the other stuff that I've been talking about. You can always you can give me a call at 877-927-6648 and email me at path@tfnn.com, as a couple of people already have. So we'll keep an eye on that. Anyway, history.
And it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
In 2003, on this day, after spending 9 months on the run, former Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein is captured this day in 2003. Saddam's downfall began in March of 20th of 2003 when the United States led an invasion of the force into Iraqi to topple his government, which had controlled the country for more than 20 years. Of course, the lead up to this was a little bit more than most people talk about. Of course, he invaded his neighbor in, 1992 or 91. But he did something in 1999 and 2000 that I think sealed the deal. One, he bought about 500 metric tons of uranium, bought the plans from A.Q. Khan in Pakistan for centrifuges, and bought various things to make other kinds of weapons of mass destructions. Of course, a lot of people yelled and screamed that they didn't find anything there, except they found 500 metric tons of uranium and all the plans to make a nuclear weapon from A.Q. Khan. Of course, that was part of it. Another part was he was trying to kill a former president of the United States, Herbert Walker Bush, who, you know what, last week got a very nice send-off. But man, did they hate the guy when he was alive. I don't understand that, or at least the press. Man, did they suck up last week for a guy that they bitterly hated, especially in the 92 election. Just to see how things change. Or maybe the people were they right in 1992 and wrong last week? Or were they wrong in 1992 and right last week? You never know. Anyway, many things almost always come and are the cause of a big change in the world. But I suspect that a president whose father had an assassination team sent after him several times, by the way, was only asking for it. But you never know. This day in 2003. Okay, what else do we have going on? We'll keep a close eye on it. Like I said, we've been kind of bouncing around between unchanged on the S&P to down maybe 10 points on it, and whatever, 20 to about minus 50 on the NASDAQ. So those have been kind of very light and variable. Certainly not a lot of volume when we get back to this. Just 4.4 billion shares on the day.
The TAS Profile Scanner is the most revolutionary piece of trading software that you will ever try. Wouldn't you like to approach the markets with confidence? As you begin your trading day, it's likely that you'll be faced with lots of decisions. In order to make the best decision, the first thing you'll need is a strategy that will help you minimize your risks. Whether we're in a bull or bear market, a good strategy is to have the tools needed to help you scan and analyze the markets before you trade. The TAS Profile Scanner instantly scans and filters over 2,500 global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, president of TAS Market Profile, the TAS Profile Scanner understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications, automated trading algorithms, and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. Whether you're looking at the trade matrix, the ETF heat grid, the market breadth, the landscape charts, or the many other features of the TAS Profile Scanner, this is a piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the markets and set up your trades. The team at TAS has even put together a 12-part video series to walk you through every aspect of the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find directly on the TAS order page at TFNN.com. Sign up now for only $97 a month with a risk-free 30-day trial, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. See for yourself how you can harness the full power of the TAS Profile Scanner by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services section. Remember, with a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Don't let another day pass you by without trying out this amazing piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the market and how you place trades. Sign up today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
And as I promised, there's something big going on, and we want to talk about it today. On December 21st, the NASDAQ 100 index, which backs the ETFs, such as the QQQs and all the leveraged ones, will be rebalanced. However, new weights can be calculated in advance because the market cap weighting, subject to various constraints, are applied as of November 30th, when we were pretty much at lows, which I thought was kind of interesting. But more to the point is that we're going to be getting rid of the massively overweight stocks. If you sum all the companies that have weights over 4.5%, that sum cannot be over 48%. We talked about this, the top 5 stocks being 65% of the index for probably the last couple of years of the total of the 100 companies. Now, there's more than 100 stocks in the QQQs because, like Google has 2 kinds of shares. The amount in those are additive, so that there won't be a bigger dollar amount because they've got 2 shares. It's still, they just split it between the 2 by a percentage if there's more shares of another one. What's going to happen is a fairly complicated rebalancing. Besides some of the bigger companies being pruned down to much lower rate levels, we are also going to see a lot of the companies that were maybe 0.5% or 0.75% go to 1% as the big companies get pruned. So it also has a lot to do with the way that the price of the companies was going into this rebalancing, because it was the November 30th close that sets it. I wanted to bring it up here. Did I click on the right one? It's the wrong one. There's the right one. Okay. Okay. So what we have are a handful of stocks, but because of the way that the price came in and went out on November 30th, you're going to see positive inflows to stocks like Tesla. You're going to see stocks that didn't do well actually have negative outflows of the index, like NVIDIA. Cisco and Intel may have the biggest bounces as a percentage. Google, Facebook are all going to have outflows, along with Apple and Amazon. So you can other than Microsoft, you're going to see outflows because Microsoft actually went up fairly significantly since the November 30th close. That one actually, it's not going to be as much as some of the others, but what we are going to see is a whole lot of companies that don't get a lot of love probably get a bounce from 0.5% to 0.75%. If they're a 0.75%, probably to 1%, or maybe even a little over 1%. What I am going to say is that we're not going to see, of course, because volume coming down through the end of the year, we're not going to see it. But what this is going to do is I'm going to say cut the volatility significantly in the first quarter, at least the first quarter of 2019, as most of those big companies that were huge percentages now become less of a voting block in the overall price of the NASDAQ 100. Probably need to think about this more, and especially at the very beginning of the year, if the move isn't what you think it was or should be, it's probably because the most violent movers of this last 6 months or 9 months have now been pruned down and are a smaller part of the overall index QQQs. I've never liked the QQQs for trading levels because, as we said, 60% of the entire index was like the top 6 stocks. So it wasn't an index at all. This is going to be a little bit better. It's still going to be rather horrible. In fact, most people, at least statistically, think that the QQQs are the worst index ever made. But saying that, they will probably have significantly lower volatility next year as a great deal more leverage is put in to the smaller stocks and the bigger stocks get pruned. The stocks that have done and held up the best, like Tesla and Microsoft, will continue to get a little bit more love and a bigger percentage, but that's about it. So keep an eye on that. I'm going to be looking at this more between now and a week from Friday, but I suspect that a great deal of what's could happen, and one of the reasons why we might be seeing options point to higher prices for a week from Friday, or at least what I'm seeing, and it continue to see in options, is that they think that we can get up to like 275 on the SPYs. And I'm wondering if that isn't because everybody's already dumped as many shares as they think they can in some of these bigger FANG stocks, and we get kind of a bounce from that, along with significant buying in a lot of the smaller stocks that will probably have people wanting to sell into the FANGs as they go higher. But the smaller stocks, especially the smaller stocks in this that go from that 0.5% to 0.75%, or 0.75% to 1%, or 1% to maybe 1.25%, that may be enough to get a bit of a little short squeeze going. But we have two things, kind of the short term, but I don't have any problems forecasting the long-term implications of this, and that is significantly lower volatility in the markets of the QQQ in 2019. Anyway, we're off 11 on the S&P cash. We're off 56 on the NASDAQ, down 13 on the Dow, and off 21 on the Russell. I didn't see any real news out here. It just seemed like everybody kind of started the market, decided to sell. But some stocks are up, some stocks are down, but we'll keep an eye on it. A lot of unnecessary downgrades today that just seemed rather blatant. May I say that? Think blatant. Anyway, you can give me a call at 877-927-6648. We're going to continue to look at a lot of stocks as we have over the last few days and see whether they continue to hold up in lighter volume. Some of these stocks that had lot volume today on a down day are starting to see a little weakness. The biotech sector probably fairly decently showing that. Got about the same volume, maybe a little bit more, and Acceleron Pharmaceuticals, XLRN. It is going lower than the October 11th low today. We're going to go to the break. When we come back, we'll be looking at WebTech and some of these other ones that are down, but almost no volume in this one today. We'll be back in a minute.
The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary power law vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of The Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're back. What do we have going on here? Oh, someone wanted me to look at InBev and whether or not this thing would do a short squeeze on earnings. I have no idea what the earnings are. I can tell you I wouldn't be short this thing. First of all, $6 stock. But more than that, this is maybe one of the most highly shorted stocks in the market. Last reporting period, it had 25% short interest. The last 4 days, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days. This thing has had 1 out of 3 shares short as an origination in the trade. You go back to the 19th, this thing had almost 70% of the daily trades short in InBev. Man, this is just amazing. That was at 429. You're certainly over that. But you can see that this is massively overshorted. I have no idea on the earnings. That's the only thing I would say, is that I'm not exactly sure how they're going to react. Market is pretty much brutal if you don't get what you want, but I have absolutely no idea in this what anybody's expecting. I looked at it during the break. I didn't see much in here. You wanted to be seeing something more than 17 million shares from November 7th as you broke through this level. You had 31 million shares yesterday. You have 28 million shares today. So you certainly have the volume. As long as you remain over $5.40, that's positive. Let's take a quick look here. What is this? NBEV. Let's see when earnings are. NBEV. And you really don't have any kind of options to give you a real signal on here. I'm showing the next earnings on February 13th, which is kind of a long ways away. So I don't see anything here now that would make me think that earnings have any effect on this company now. Like I said, 540 is where you want to see. This one's got some fairly decent volatility. If you're long this thing, you probably, with the massive short sell on this, I'd probably look for 775. You don't want to close below 540 on it. The first close above 540 with that volume is probably where you wanted to be long. Okay, so we'll go back to the market. Already in progress. And the Dow's off 24. Very quiet day, at least in comparison to most of the other ones. Somebody said they smelled a rat on something in the den. I always wonder why someone doesn't say they smelled a nutria. Those are like rats on steroids, aren't they? I don't know what they smell like. I just know they got 100 billion of them down there in New Orleans, around in the bayous and stuff. Dollar index is up a nickel. We're still holding 97 fairly well at 97.07 for the last tick I see. And talk about stuck. TLT is doing absolutely nothing. 118.27, so you don't have a lot of signals coming after it. Check the email to see what else I have in the hopper. Okay, got that one taken care of. That one. Someone wanted me to look at Boeing and what options tell me on that. So let's take a quick look. So that's BA. We'll drop the options curve. Well, there's something missing on that one. We'll have to look at it tomorrow. I guess we can look at the SPYs again here. Not a lot of change from yesterday's close. We still continue to see a fairly wide expiration setup, but 265. This could go to 275 without any problem, just to the crossover marks. And no one's really starting to even worry until about 282 on the SPYs. This market could go higher. You've got a fairly nice range, but that range pretty much over now. And I'm going to say 275 to 282 is probably going to happen about 80% of the time. Well, actually, it's the first quadrants of a bell curve. So that would be what? 38 point something times 38 point something, or plus. What would that be? That's almost 40. So 76% of the time. should be between those areas. Now, that's not 100%, but if you just put that on it, that would be the range that they're expecting, 282 to 282 to 275. That's what options market makers think. And I'm wondering if there isn't that kind of big push into the market where they're able to sell maybe some of those stocks off, certainly the big stocks, into QQQ rebalancing, because they're going to have to get rid of some of those. And I think a lot of them are probably already taken care of. Certainly, they can go on both sides, either buy calls or puts, and go long or short the equity to suck that up. But my guess is we're going to have some fairly big volume either that Thursday or Friday, the 20th and 21st. Give me a call at 877-927-6648. But you know what? This looks like a big, nasty consolidation day where no one is going to be happy. Okay, now where's the rest of my things? I got to find that. There we are right there. I want to get that up. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. I wanted that. There we go. Okay. We'll get back up here. Yeah, we're off 59 on the NASDAQ. NASDAQ had, of course, the biggest move. It's kind of the biggest downside today, 0.8%. Okay, let's start looking at some other stocks. We looked at Boeing. Got to look at the chart out here. And I wanted to go back to this. Oh, that wasn't any help. That's what it was. You know, it looks to me out here that Boeing probably wants to go to about 350. You've got what you could probably, at least I'm kind of looking at everything between now and December 21st. But if you're talking about expansions, you might have a little ABC on the way up. Let's see, you can go back to the other one, which would make this the A, and that the B, and that the C, and go back here a little farther. 1-to-1 ABC, although we've done a fairly decent retrace, would be 387. I don't think you get that, but I do think that you can get back up for expiration. Looking at the options at around 350, which isn't that big a bounce from here. But we'll see. Options expiration 80% of the time between delta neutral and expiration, 80% of the time higher.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
And I think I was looking for something here. There, I found it. Someone just put something in the den. I always thought it was one of the better passages from Trading in the Zone with Mark Douglas. But a lot of people, the most pain they have in the market is not losses, but it's when they sell too early. And I always love this little passage from Mark's book, Trading in the Zone. Did you ever wonder why leaving money on the table is more often painful than taking a loss? When we lose, there are any number of ways that we can shift the blame to the market, not accept responsibility. But when we leave money on the table, we can't blame the market. The market didn't do anything but give us exactly what we wanted. But for whatever reason, we didn't act on the opportunity appropriately. In other words, there's no way to rationalize the pain away. If you made money, I never really look myself in the mirror the next day. You always get the little pang, but it fades fairly quickly. The money spends a lot better. What else do we have going on here today? Again, we're kind of just bouncing around this minus 10 level on the S&P cash. Dow's just off 15. I suspect that the S&P we probably close flat on the day by the time it's all over. I see a lot of very thinly traded stocks. Everybody's extremely nervous about this market. But generally, if you don't have volume, you don't have a breakdown. And like I said, I got one eye on the market volume all day. We were doing about 5.5 billion shares at this time yesterday. We're doing about 4.8 billion shares. So what, probably 7 or 800 million shares shorter on this pullback today than on the upside yesterday. So certainly if you're doing a price and volume trading, it is significantly lighter. Now, a lot of people use different numbers and quoting volume. The one I use, and if you want to follow along with me at home with a home game version of the Power Trading Hour, just email me at path@tfnn.com and I'll send you the link. But I watched the CBOE volume report, which puts together everything. You have to know whether you're comparing apples to oranges. And especially in the New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, not so much. But in the New York Stock Exchange, you can have just floor traded volume, which is only about 25% of the total volume of the NYSE. And then, of course, you don't have anything in the way of Blackpool volume. You don't have any in the way of ETFs. So why it's significant, I don't know if it's representative of any time more. And at least every bit of volume, wherever it's traded, is broken out in the CBOE webpage, which is free. It's delayed 20 minutes, but that's not a big deal. We're looking, it's hand grenades and atom bombs. You get close enough with either one of them, you're fine. Okay. Oh, okay. This is interesting. They're down a little bit today. I don't know of a lot. Jim Chanos is going after Win. And it's kind of interesting to me because this thing has done nothing but go lower. He's generally a pretty straight shooter. I don't understand getting bearish on Win here. Maybe he's short it, wants to get out more. Says he's long Hong Kong-based Melco. Oh, okay. He's long and short. He's long Melco and he's short both Win and Las Vegas as a pairs trade. That makes a lot more sense. Although I don't think I'd be short anything right now at the lows. You kind of want to short at the highs, don't you? Maybe that's just me. We're going to look at some other stocks here in the last few minutes of this segment. As I said, there's probably a couple hundred stocks that I could go through today with lighter volume. We continue to see that lighter volume in most stocks today. There's a handful that are breaking down. In Shake Shack, the IPO from last year, $46.31 on November 2nd, 4 million shares. Yesterday you had 679,000 shares. Today you just have 200,000 shares. So again, I'm not seeing the kind of push, and I'd say 90% of the stocks that are down here at lows, but you still have some of them. Harley Davidson, want to take a look at that because I think it's one of the bigger dog stocks. It's certainly lower than the October 26th low. That was $35.76. You got $34.79, but the October low came in at 3.2 million shares. You're only doing about half that volume now. You are closing below it, but any move back above 35.79 puts that back in a bigger trading range. And without the kind of volume you've got now, I would not be surprised to see that pop back in $35 range. We have some other ones. I think we talked a little bit about Buckle yesterday. I want to follow up on that one. You're down a little bit on volume. You were up on 449,000 shares yesterday, down today on 219. I'm going to say this is pretty much representative of the market, and that is that we had about the same energy on the way up as on the way down for most of these October or November lows up to the November highs. You pulled back, and you've got a little just vapor down here for volume against those October lows. But again, like I've said, you don't instantly go higher just because you have lighter test of a previous low. If it came down on energy, you're probably going to get some level of consolidation. And that's where I continue to see that going on for a great deal of the stocks out here. So we'll keep an eye on it. What else do we have? Eagle Materials, another one that's down on very light volume. You're looking at a 1.4 million share low in October 29th. You're breaking through that today with 323,000 shares. Again, any of these close back in the trading range, that's pretty good. This one, again, same energy on the way up, same on the way down. So there isn't a lot of clues out here, just a little bit of meltdown, mostly in the industrial side of this market. Just trying to look at another one. Oh, we got plenty of time left here today. Site One Landscaping Supply. I guess if housings are coming, new housings going up, you're going to have lower landscape business. So I'm probably not going to buy this thing, but it is interesting to watch the November 28th low at 55.68 be pierced today. That 886,000 share low in November today is 455,000 shares. So about 50% of the volume. You certainly aren't breaking lows on volume today in most of these, even on the ones that are starting to go lower. We'll be back in just a minute. Got about 3 minutes. We got some more emails here, so we'll have a little bit to talk about in the last segment.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And they had a question in the den about what did the Russell options look like. And of course, you can get options on futures, but I don't think that they're worth a whole lot. To me, the options on the ETF are much more important, the IWM. When we look at those, they kind of look the same thing as the S&P and the rest, and that is that every dollar point higher that the S&P goes higher between now and expiration is a whole lot of money that option market makers will make. And, you know, they are generally pretty much right on the options. So we have in just about everything, we have a bullish bias between now and that 21st. How far we can get up there, generally as you go higher, the option market makers will continue to sell the opposite side of that. So they tend to meet and merge somewhere in the middle. But you know, on this one, it would not be surprised to see moves up to, at least from the options, halfway there would take you to 155 on the IWM. So we'll just keep an eye on that. But the SPYs, the NASDAQ 100, you get a little better feel with them. There is a lot of cross currents and stocks that are in the IWM. And, it's, with 2,000 some odd stocks in it, you can get a lot of chop. So I tend to look at the spiders and the SPY and the NASDAQ and stocks like Boeing and Apple a great deal more than I do with this technique than these. But they're all basically telling the same thing, which is these guys expect a Christmas rally of some level. And at least I'm going to probably hold into 2750 on the S&P cash or 275 on the SPYs themselves. But we'll see. In the meantime, sell when you can, not when you have to. We'll certainly see you tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.